Hitting men. The simulation. There's many ways to do it. Briefcases, golf balls, machetes, even soda cans. But don't hit women though, that's illegal.
My husband is gonna kick your ass.
Your name, Agent 711. Your price, only $38.49. Today we're going to experience what it's like to be a man who is an international superweapon and also cannot jump.
Wow.
So I got Hitman Freelancer for free on Keymailer, and I guess I needed to have a review out by March 26th. So now we're going to cover Hitman 1, a game inside of this game. I think I'm supposed to actually be covering like the Freelancer part of the game, but I didn't realize that until way after I started this video. Freelancer is a cool mode though. Here's some unedited gameplay.
Are you gonna say monkey?
What? No!
But anyways, I guess we need to talk about the story of Hitman 1. The game begins with us meeting our handler, this red-headed woman, while some shadowy figure spies on us. We need to complete some simulated assassinations in order to prove ourselves before being sent out into the field, meaning everyone on this boat is a paid actor, which does not stop us from snapping their necks or just straight up shooting them with our gun.
They don't really want to act. The acting becomes a very stressful and uncomfortable activity for them.
The first go around, our handler pretty much walks us through the entire mission and explains how everything works. However, the game makes us play this same mission again, but now we need to think for ourselves and go about the assassination in a different way. This is the beauty of Hitman. There's plenty of ways to eliminate your target. Hitman makes murder an art, and the player the artist. Let me explain. This is how I solved the tutorial mission all by myself. I set off a bomb in the parking lot, shot some people on the boat, and accidentally shot the target that I needed to kill. I think it's Jamie Foxx, I don't know. After this, it was as easy as getting in my car and driving off. Now, I'm sure there's better ways to do this, but art is subjective. So no one can say that the Mona Lisa is better than my macaroni art. I'm proud of this. The final tutorial mission, we have to kill a chess master. We do this by posing as a mechanic and having the target do a safety test in a jet. He pulls the ejection seat and takes off like a rocket. And remember, these are all paid actors. So maybe the first mission we were pretending with like rubber bullets and, not actually breaking people's necks. There's no way this is fake, and this guy just f***ing died. But this concludes the tutorial, where we now get a montage of all the hits that Agent 47 has carried out over the years. I imagine these missions are from previous games, but I don't know because I never played a Hitman game before.
Damn, that was...
Showstopper is our first actual field mission. We have to kill a former supermodel and the owner of Balenciaga, or Sanguine. It's the same thing, it's an ugly clothing brand that's way too expensive. These two are clout goblins who steal secrets from the ultra-rich, and we get to do this at a red carpet fashion event. Super low-key, right? We get busted right away because I got in a fight with a camera crew filming the event.
Yeah, thanks a lot, man. Real considerate. You mind staying out of my shot?
Stop what you're doing right now.
Despite trying to hide the body, the guards were able to track me down. We first see one of our targets while he's making his grand entrance, and I tried to shoot him. This almost worked, despite having like 300 plus witnesses. However, after walking directly onto the catwalk, it occurred to me I'm pretty hot.
I'm like you, but I'm rich and I'm f***ing hot and I f*** a lot of girls.
And I could probably pass off as a supermodel. This might allow me to get closer to my targets. So I eventually found this Instagram model and followed him to this scenic outlook where we enjoyed a nice view together. This is where I dumped his body and stole his clothes. And now everyone thinks I'm him.
Looking awesome, Mr. Kruger.
I stole a firework detonator and stumbled into one of those high-stake, evil rich people auctions, where we find the lady that we need to kill. We don't do this creatively. We just kind of shoot her in the head and run and hide in a bathroom, where we always leave the sinks running. Somehow, nobody catches us. And to celebrate her death, I decide to set off all the fireworks. And oh look, this prompts the other target to come outside. And since everyone's looking up anyway, I just kind of shoot him in the head in broad daylight and immediately steal a helicopter. I'm playing these missions on professional difficulty, by the way. I'm not cheating. And for this masterful performance, we get 5 stars. Perfect run. Before the next mission, we get a cutscene where Hans Gruber buys information from the fashion guy.
Now run along. I'm sure you have pretty dresses to attend to.
How do you know if you're sad or depressed?
And then assumingly orders the hit on him. This is probably the bad guy for this game, but that's just a hunch. Next up, we go to Sapienza, Italy, to kill scientists. My favorite. Not only this, but we also need to destroy a chemical bioweapon that they're currently working on developing. After assaulting the local population, we break into someone's apartment where we find an explosive golf ball. And it works great. Once we break into the compound, it turns out our target likes to practice golf. So after adding the exploding golf ball to his bucket, we play the waiting game. Except, the guy never hits the ball. He walks up, talks about golf, but he never actually hits the damn thing. What the hell? I tried to be a good assassin. But instead, I resorted to plan B, where once again, I shoot him in the head, and I run away and hide in a box. I feel like I spent half my playthrough doing this, just hiding in closets or giant boxes. After this, all the guards are in full freakout mode, but luckily, Francesca DeSantis, our next target, caught me killing one of her friends. Yeah, she just kinda opened a door right in front of me while I just so happened to be strangling a guard. So, of course, I panicked and shot her and ran away. Truly, I am becoming a professional hitman.
Behind me is an assassin! He wins 100 grand!
After this, we sloppily kill everyone in the basement and gain access to a bunker where they're working on the super virus. There's likely many ways to go about destroying the virus. The path we decided to go with was once again pulling out our gun and just shooting the damn thing. Oh, and then we run away. Okay, at this point, I'm sure you're starting to see a pattern and probably think I'm doing this game wrong, but I promise you I get better, and we won't just shoot at every target for this entire game. After destroying the virus, I steal a plane and leave. Mission completed, and we get another perfect 5 stars. This game is pretty easy. In the cutscene after this, we see Hans kill some businessman so he can steal a key from him. Who is this guy and what does this key do? No idea, but that doesn't matter because we're now going to Marrakesh.
Ah, Morocco. It's not a Latin country. You're thinking maracas.
To kill a Swedish banker and an army general. Because they want to overthrow the Moroccan government, and I guess that's a bad thing. The banker is held up in the Swedish embassy, and the local population is pissed off about it. We steal a security guard's outfit to get into the building and end up getting caught using a crowbar to break into his office. We get out of this by stabbing everyone with a letter opener. Stealthy. After leaving a cemetery worth of bodies in some random guy's office, next we just shoot him in the head, hide our gun, and run away. Because if it's not broke, don't fix it. And then we do the same exact thing for the army general, and somehow none of these soldiers saw me shoot this guy and run out of the base. While trying to leave this location, I overhear a guy talking about his dad who's a famous novelist. Being a big fan of books, I hit him in the face with a wrench and steal his clothes. This almost compromised the whole mission. This guy's kid caught me inside of their house and then whined about it to the soldiers. And despite being in a crowd of civilians, the soldiers insisted on still firing at me.
I'm not going to be happy about the devastation, but I will be happy that I'll defended my own life.
But all is fine because we ended up escaping. But because of that little fiasco at the end, we only got 4 stars on this playthrough. We'll do better next time. The next cutscene shows more people in suits likely doing evil things. So I guess these guys also have keys, and someone stole a bunch of information on them. It was probably Hans, the guy from the other cutscenes. But who cares about any of this because we're going to Thailand.
This is Thailand?
In Thailand, we get to kill a rock star and a lawyer. The rock star is Richard Branson's son, and he killed some actress and got away with it because, he's famous or whatever. And the lawyer is a lawyer. Enough said. I actually tried to plan for this mission, and it turns out we can smuggle items into the map. So I was able to get a machete. However, unless I was carrying it in a briefcase, everyone would lose their minds, which is unrealistic, frankly, because a bald man wielding a machete in a hotel lobby is anything but threatening. The machete is a lot of fun, but not very stealthy. Which is fine because if you run in a snake pattern, bullets cannot hit you. But back to the assassination. It turns out it's Jordan Cross's birthday and they're having a surprise party for him, complete with cake. That we can poison. Finally, we're not going to have to shoot him, and instead can just watch him choke on a cake and die of natural causes. Yeah, I'm just kidding. I waited for like 5 minutes, got bored, snuck upstairs, and shot him in the head. And then I hid behind the tub in his bathroom. However, I still wanted to cover my tracks, so I walked up to him and rubbed some rat poison on him. So now the autopsy will show that he died of natural causes. Flawless. We used the machete to kill the lawyer in the courtyard of the hotel, and even though this works, everyone somehow notices that I just killed this guy with a machete and I end up getting shot. I tried this a couple times, but escape was almost impossible after everybody watches me maim this man. So instead of going full slasher film, I just simply walk out to the dock, pull out my gun, shoot him, and then jump in a boat and leave. This is super easy. No wonder they never caught the guy who shot Kennedy red-handed. But yeah, I got 4 stars again on this mission, so we must be doing good at this game. The next cutscene shows us meeting up with our handler discreetly in an airport terminal. Okay, so I should probably explain this story a little better. It turns out we've been getting played. All of these contracts are coming from a singular shadow client, likely this guy, who's been using us to do shady things in order to make money. And we track him down to a ranch in Colorado. The story's not really that deep, but now that we have a better idea of what's going on, let's go to Colorado. For this mission, we need to kill 4 separate targets. And to further complicate things, this isn't a public place like all the missions before were. This is a straight up military base. Everyone has guns. The main bad guy is Sean Rose, and the other 3 people are just, I don't know, bad military people or something. We just gotta shoot them. Especially this guy probably. He wears like a creepy mask and interrogates people. He's definitely got some sort of mental issues going on. This mission should be very difficult. However, there's long grass. So I ended up shooting 3 of them while hiding in a bush. Again, using the patented shoot him in the head and hide the gun method. Works every time. As for the guy that I didn't shoot from the bushes, I shot from just literally wide open, in direct line of sight of like 2 guards. The AI in this game is groundbreaking.
You're blind, you can't see nothing!
But killing all 4 of these targets doesn't mean the mission's complete, because we need to get to the basement of this farmhouse to get more information on the shadow client. To do so, we need Sean Rose's face?
To gain access, you need Sean Rose's body, or something equally convincing.
What the fuck? Yeah, at first, I thought what you're probably thinking. I'm going to have to steal his head. Luckily, there's a 3D printer upstairs that we can use to just create a realistic copy of his face. No hacking and slashing necessary. Getting into the basement, we find this cliche scheming room, and it appears the shadow client has been tracking us for years, which is spooky, and sending us hits on members of a deep state elitist organization known as Providence. Even more so, we find out that the shadowy figure from the beginning of the game, Eric Soders, has sold out everyone in the ICA in order to get life-changing surgery at a Providence hospital. This hospital practices like cutting-edge medicine that's not available to normal people or poor people. This is a big problem, and what better way to fight it than with more assassination? The cutscene following all this exposition shows Hans aiming a gun at us, Agent 47. Also, I think I should mention this guy's actual name is Lucas Gray, but we've just been calling him Hans this whole time because of a stupid joke at the beginning of the video. But now that I don't want to confuse anyone, I'm just gonna keep calling him Hans. You're welcome. And even though he has us dead to rights, he doesn't pull the trigger. Weird. But let's not think about that, let's move on. We need to go to Japan so we can kill Eric before he gets his life-saving surgery. Since this is the last mission of the game and it takes place at a top secret hospital, we're unable to bring any equipment. Uh-oh, this means that we won't have our silenced pistol. You know, the weapon that we use to kill literally every other contract in this game. I guess we're finally going to be forced to use our cunning to eliminate our targets. And luckily, there's a lot of ways to go about this. For the final mission, we again need to kill 2 different people, Eric Soders and Yuki Yamazaki. Yuki is like a Providence lawyer or something. I'm not sure exactly why she has to die, but again, it probably has to do with the fact that she's a lawyer. But since we don't have our silenced pistol, we need to find an alternate way to end both of our targets' lives. And luckily, there's a lot of ways we can go about this. For Yuki, we can pose as a yoga teacher and kick her off a cliff. Or we can tamper with her heating lamp, causing an explosion that once again sends her off a cliff. Hell, we could even flash cook her in a sauna, just like boiled crab legs. I don't know, crab legs are tasty and I'm hungry thinking about them. And since Eric is sick and dying, we find him already in an operating room. And because he's hooked up to all this crazy medical equipment, we have a plethora of ways to sabotage his surgery. We can electrocute him, or we can have the surgery machine just stab him a bunch. One of the best ways is we can convince the main doctor to botch his surgery and kill him.
Right here, right now, Eric Sodas is going to pay!
Yeah, so many stupid ways to die. With all these interesting options, I'm sure you're wondering what I chose to do. Well, first, I scaled the side of the building and killed my neighbor.
Great. Letting the mentally deranged out in the streets.
And after that, I beat up a guard, stole his gun, snuck into the operating room, and repeatedly shot him point blank. Which might sound a little expected, but for Yuki, I snuck up behind her and repeatedly shot her at point blank. After which, I simply ran away and got on a jet ski. Or I mean, snowmobile. It's kind of like a jet ski that goes on land, right? I've never really thought of it that way. Oh, and I got 5 stars again, by the way. So yeah, this game's really easy. The last cutscene, we see our handler meeting with a member of Providence. So a little more explanation. The whole time, our handler had no information on the origins of Agent 47. We just kind of spawned out of nowhere, or so we thought. But this guy proves us otherwise by giving our handler a picture of Agent 47 as a kid. He's doing this because he wants to work with us. And because he's a shady, evil businessman, he's honestly like an ideal client. And with the revelation that the Providence knows the origin story for Agent 47, the game ends. So, did I play this game right? Yes. Undoubtedly, yes. I completed every contract, and I got no less than 4 stars on every mission. You can't tell me I did wrong, because if I did it wrong, then why are we watching the final cutscene? Remember when I said at the beginning of this video that I would get better at the game and not just shoot every target we had to kill? Yeah? Well, I lied. Never believe a YouTuber. Everyone who posts on this site is a stupid, dumb butt